Welcome to Leadership Speak, an advanced Toastmaster club for leadership development. We are number one of the top 5 clubs globally. My name is Nelly Ayodo, and I'm your Sergeant at Arms. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Leadership Speak is a premier club of experienced Toastmasters to become better self-directed leaders. We are an advanced club focused primarily on leadership development in everything we do. Our timer has a virtual hand raised, so we all can immediately see who is keeping time. Our Toastmaster of the day is Holmes Teng. He is the president-elect of Leadership Speak and works as a project manager in Singapore government. Transformation is at the heart of what he does. And he often says, if an organization is doing the exact same thing for 5 years straight, something is very wrong. Please help me welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Holmes Teng.
Thank you so much, Nelly. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And to every powerhouse, changemaker, and trailblazer in the room, welcome to Leadership Speak. Leadership Speak isn't just any other Toastmaster session. You stepped into a space where transformation doesn't just happen, it's expected. I'm Holmes Teng, and I'm honored to be your Toastmasters of the day to set the stage for what could be a turning point for your leadership journey. Leadership Speak is not for the passive, the lukewarm, or the uncommitted. At Leadership Speak, transformational leadership is how we operate. This is a global laboratory for transformation where serious leaders gather to sharpen their edge, test their voice, and challenge the status quo. Our meeting theme today is transformational leadership. But before the meeting dives deep into this theme, I must speak to the most important people in the room today. Who are they? They are the guest. If you're a guest, not a member, you are the most important people in the meeting room. Thank you so much for being with us. We welcome you. Please do us one favor. Shortly, a member of the membership committee will be posting a link to our guest book. Please register your presence in the guest book. The guest book. Irene, are you able to assist? Thank you so much. Guest, the link is in the meeting chat. Please register your presence in the guest book. Let us know who you are and how we may be of service to your leadership journey. If you can, I would also deeply appreciate if you could stay until the end of the session where we can have a short chat to connect with you. I invite all guests to sign in. In the meantime, enjoy the meeting, and we will speak to you at the end of the session. Our theme today is transformational leadership. This is not a buzzword. This is a personal call to arms. It is an approach, a responsibility, a mindset. The world that we live in now does not need more managers just pushing papers. It needs catalysts who ignite change. It needs visionaries who can dismantle what is outdated and build what's vital. It needs leaders who do more than speak, sparking revolutions of thought and action. And guys, that is the heartbeat of leadership. Transformational leadership, and this at Leadership Speak is what we breathe, what we live, and our ethos. Here, we lead with vision, not reaction. We pursue relevance, not vanity. We use technology wisely, speak with precision, and above all, we build cultures of trust, grit, and growth. Here today, as we dive into this theme, especially with our educational speaker, our keynote that's coming up, look out for how you can build trust into and as your most powerful leadership currency, spark innovation, and leave behind the habits of the old you permanently. With that, let us dive in to the meeting team. First of all, I'd like to call our toast of the meeting, Nicole White.
Hello, Holmes. Thank you.
Yes. Go ahead, Nicole.
Thank you, Toastmaster Holmes. Fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I am pleased to talk to you today about transformational leadership. One can argue that transformation doesn't always happen in an instant, but can happen over a lifetime, having profound results, reverberating through generations. Nanny of the Maroons was a Jamaican leader and revolutionary. She was a warrior, strategist, a spiritual guide, and a freedom fighter. In a time when the odds were stacked against her, Nanny led enslaved Africans into treacherous terrains. She pioneered self-governed communities and defended them fiercely against British colonial forces. Her leadership expanded beyond battles. She transformed people's fear into courage and from oppression to resistance. Her legacy reminds us that transformational leadership doesn't depend on the perfect conditions to make an impact. It is dependent on our mindset. As members of this premier club, Leadership Speak, we operate in a similar capacity. Yeah, we show up every day, push through obstacles, leaping out of our comfort zones with courage and resistance. Today, I leave you with this charge. Keep showing up with a mindset that transforms. Transformational leaders, ladies and gentlemen, please unmute your microphones. Open your videos. Raise your glasses. Here's to transformational leadership.
Transformational leadership.
Transformational leadership.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yes.
Over to you, Toastmaster Holmes.
Thank you so much, Nicole. my partner in crime for the upcoming year to drive transformation through the club as the incoming Vice President of Education. Amazing, isn't she? Next up, I'd like to call on our timer for today. Hello, Tesh. How are you? You are our one of our latest member, and this is your first role. How are you feeling?
Feeling great, Holmes.
Wow, guest, I want you to know, Otesh today is an experienced Toastmasters who has not only achieved distinguished Toastmasters, but have served for multiple roles, including area directors and club mentor. Yet, when he looked and observed leadership speak, guess where is he now? Otesh, over to you.
Thank you, Holmes, and good day, fellow Toastmasters. As indicated, my name is Oltesh Tobias, and I shall be your timer for today's meeting. I shall time the meeting according to the agenda that has been shared with everyone, and I will be flashing my cards at the appropriate time as follows. Green, I believe you can see. Yellow and red. I will share the time spent after each session, and I'm going to do that by using the chat box that all of you should be able to read. Back to you, Toastmaster Holmes.
Thank you so much, Otesh. Thank you so much. Next, I'd like to call upon our grammarian, Guerdah. Hello, Guerdah. How are you? How's the day?
Good. Hello, Holmes. How are you? Good to see you all. I am Guerdah, your grammarian today. My role is to comment on the positive and negative uses of English. I'll introduce the word of the day and write down who used this word during the meeting. The word of the day is catalyst. It's a noun. The meaning is a sparkle that ignites, changes, and drives progress. Example in a sentence: she became the catalyst for change, using her leadership to spark new ideas and drive the team forward with purpose and energy. The crisis acted as a catalyst for innovation and bold decisions. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Guerdah. You are a light tower showing us how to be a catalyst. We look forward to your report later.
Thank you.
Next up, I'd like to invite Mrinal as well as Vinod. Mrinal is our education speaker for today, who will tell us a lot about what transformational leadership is. How are you, Mrinal?
I'm absolutely fine.
Yes, and we have your evaluator here, Vinod. Vinod, tell us about Vinod's project and speech today.
Hi, Holmes. I'm Mrinal. Toastmaster Mrinal is going to give a speech from the path Visionary Communication. It's a level 5 speech. Lesson learned is the project. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her leadership experience and impact of a lesson learned meeting. The speech will be a keynote style and the time would be extended to 18 to 20 minutes. All the very best, Mrinal. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Vinod. Members and guests, today we have Mrinal Ghosh, who is an expert in sales, marketing, and market expansion based on his 2 decades of experience. He is also an active Toastmaster and an EXCO member in the current and upcoming EXCO team. I present to you Mrinal Ghosh, Transformation Leadership from Purpose to Impact. Transformational Leadership from Purpose to Impact. Mrinal Ghosh, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Holmes. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, dear leaders. Before I share ideas on transformational leadership, let me take you back to my journey in the year 2007, the year I stepped into the professional world with dreams in my eyes and degree in my hands. I just completed MBA and moved to Delhi, the capital of India. The city itself brings a lot of opportunity with a very filmy dream. I think I have a big office, a fancy desk, maybe even smarter secretary bring coffee for me in every morning. But friend, trust me, reality is totally different. I was starting a career with handling 6 kg of bag, medical sample, and giant map of Delhi. Because Google Map was not available during that phase. So I have to carry the map also to know the territory better. And my role was to walk almost 10 kilometers a day. Trust me, 10 kilometers a day. Because I don't know that during that time how to ride a car or bike. Visit doctors and promote pharma products. Within a month, the city hit approx 42 degrees centigrade. Holistic workload and rejection broke me like anything. I collapsed physically, emotionally, mentally. I was bedridden for a month. And that's how I start my dream career. But here is a turning point. During that time, I met with 4 friends. Yes, Prince, Amal, Satantra, and Tariq. They're very ordinary guys, but with extraordinary resilience. They took me from my humble beginnings, but they were laser focused, very grounded, and strategic in their approach. I listened, learned, and I started again, but this time with my proper intention, just chase my dream. These 4 people plays a very critical role and catalyst my career into the next level. Then I learned we stop selling products. We start building relationships. We ask doctors, how can we add value to your patients? We showed up with not just consistency, but with care. And all this made me a different person. Friends, Toastmaster leaders, with a year, I was awarded Best Strategic Salespersons for Northern part of India. And I was invited to share my success story at the All India Strategy Meet in the financial hub in India, Mumbai, the city with lot of dreams. But in my real heroes, it's not me, my all 4 friends. who transformed me, who catalyzed me into the next level. I always mention that during my career, my transformation as a leader, I was totally frustrated executive, and then transformed into a purpose-driven professional. This journey taught me my real lesson in the transformational leadership. It was not about just KPI, key performance indicators, or sales charts. It's all about you have to care, influence over authority, value over volume, and focus on people over processes. I realize, friends, transformations always start within us. And when we transform ourselves, we try to begin to transform others. So why does transformational leadership matters today? Friends, let me tell you the facts and figure. I hope you can correlate with this. A study from Harvard Business Review revealed that companies led by transformational leaders outperform their peers by 30 to 40%, trust me, friend, in their productivity, innovation, and engagement. Gallup research study also shows that employees under transformational leaders are 69% likely to stay within the company. So that's the beauty in our club leadership speak. That's why in our club, all members stick to our such an amazing Toastmaster club. And also members are 3 times more engaged. So that's all about the statistical data, and which is very much relevant in today's era. And here's the truth. In the world that's changing faster than ever nowadays, strategies become obsolete. Friends, tools become nowadays outdated, but inspired people never go out of our style. Transformational leadership don't just solve the problem, but they ignite possibilities. Let me, friends, I ask you questions. Who are the people who transform you in your early journey? Please remember those people. Are you creating the impact for someone else today? Let me ask you one question. Please respond in the chat box. Are you willing to be a transformation leader or transaction leader? Are you willing to be a transformation leader or transaction leaders? Please share your thought. What is your opinion? Transformational or transactional? Yes, you all are right now. Today's era, we need more transformational leaders. And that's a need of our as a leaders. Friends, key learning from my early days of work, that relationship always play a real capital of human being. Never underestimate the power of people who share your journey throughout your life. Second thing, friends, consistency always play a bigger role. Show up every day, even when no one is watching you. Stay consistent. Transformation starts with self-leadership. When you raise your own bar, trust me, friends, world will follow you. We all know during our failure time, nobody can support you. But when you succeed, the world follow you. There's an amazing clip is there regarding the Zami CEO. In his early age, no one listened to him. But in the year 2005, when transformation happened, Everyone nowadays follow the leaders like Zionist you. That kind of transformation journey is already there in our minds, in our heart, but just need to show up with all of us. So next time, when you face setback or failure in your life, just ask yourself, not what's happened to me, but what's happening through me, how I can change my surrounding areas. That's important. Because trust me, leadership is not about just only leading the team. It's all about transformation life of others. Leaders is not about the titles or position nowadays, trust me. It's not about the titles or positions. It's all about how one can inspire the other's life. That's important. That kind of leadership mindset is required, need of power. So friends, next, I'm sharing the fast forward my next phase of my life. Life is all about. So that's I learned after joining my field in the 5 years later. What happened? I had joined Novartis, a larger brand, a big company, a senior role, and new territory to lead, almost 1/4 of our country. And I remember my first meeting vividly. I walked into the room with full of professional, senior management. I expecting welcoming, expecting engaging, but I saw instead was silence, pin drop silence in the meeting room. No eye contact, no energy, just tired face, and spoke louder than words. I couldn't jump the performance matrix, sales strategies, or launches into a motivational speech. But something held me back. Failure is our part of life, but consistency, focus on your goals as a transformation leader, that always play a catalyst. Focus on that. Focus on positive note. Yes, ups and down parts of our life is just like a share markets, ups and downs. But you have your own goals, own visions, how you can achieve your goals. Focus on that, your team success. So what's really going on? At first, silence, then slowly, voice emerge. We all are exhausted. We feel unhired. We feel like being pushed by numbers. And we are nowhere. That moment, I hit me very hard in my mind, in my heart, that as a leader, I realized I had inherited not just as a team, but as a tired system. A group of professionals stuck in the circle we all know as urgency, constantly reacting in us. And I was feel also the focusing too much things which is not urgent, but were truly important. We all know that urgent and important metrics, but focus on you, which is more relevant for you. We are diverted. Even sometimes we divert it towards nowadays lot of just information available in social media. People spend almost 3 to 4 hours on social media. All the work is very important to them. We have to prioritize our work and focus on your goals. Similar way, that's when I still remember I had a meaningful interaction with one of my key customers, Dr. Somodas. Yeah, she shifted my entire perspective. Unlike others, Dr. Das never asked through discussions. He asked through thoughtful questions, which is very relevant. He always prioritized patient well-being rather than the promotional noise. One day, he called me, "Hey, Mrinal, come and sit with me." And we had a very fruitful discussion that day. I never forget that day. So, Mrinal, I appreciate the scientific data for your medicine. But trust me, what matters the most is all about how is improving care for my patient. Are you transforming life of my patients? That's important for me. Try to focus on that. So that question still stay in my heart until I follow. Try to connect with your customer with authenticity and trust. That's the backbone of transformational leader. So question still stay with me that it wasn't about the customer voice. It was a wake-up call for all of us. It's remind me that our job isn't to be the loudest, but we follow the internal matrix. You need to analyze that. How you can sell your products, how you can transform your team. Focus on that parameters. Then I started applying urgent and important metrics for our internal operations. We challenge every day, every week, every month. To the doctors, to the team, to the promotional activity, marketing, and whatnot. We restructure our plan to focus on impact, not activity. I held weekly one-to-one discussions, follow up, lift up, and challenge each other for betterment of our society. And trust me, we celebrate small wins, the moments of learning from each other. When you share your learning to one to another, others person also inspired you. Small success is time, whatever win, small wins, it doesn't matter, small or big, but you have to celebrate. So there's only one life. I urge you everyone, please flickering every moment of your life, and that's play a catalyst in your career. So what happened after doing all these things? I just, after the 6 months later, the transformation was totally visible. Morale soared, collaboration strengthened, and that team, once quiet and disconnected, becoming one of the most engaged, innovative, and high-performing units in the country. Let me ask you, are you stuck in the urgent but not important quadrant? Are you giving your time to truly moves you forward? Just think. And also, try to find out who is your character like Dr. Somodas, someone who reminds you of your real purpose with authenticity. Transformational leadership isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about asking the questions that unlock trust with others. Because people don't follow targets. They follow the meaning of our life. The meaning that we build within you. Pause. Listen deeply with 100% attention and act or serve with your purpose. Next, why this is important? I share my Toastmaster journey in the year 2021. I joined Toastmasters to learn. Initially, I thought I should learn my communications and leadership skill, and I wanted to grow. I still remember about my first speech when I delivered in front of an audience. My hands were trembling, My voice was shaking like anything. I'm totally nervous, but something magical happened after my speech. People listen and then they clap for me. That day, I realized something profound. When you share your truth, people don't judge you, they will join you. Trust me, friend, when you share your truth, people don't judge you. They listen you and they join with you. Fast forward today, I'm profound serving as a treasurer of most advanced club leadership speak as a treasurer and also president of Globetrotters Toastmaster Club. But titles aren't about the reward. These all about the transformations. In 2004, I took very challenging decision in my career. Yes, trust me, friends, it's a really tough decision for me. I took a bold step. I got selected one of the most toughest executive program in India, the senior management program from IIM, Indian Institute of Management, Indore. It wasn't easy for me. Late night study, group study, long working hours, instance group discussions that stretched my thinking, balancing my work, my Toastmaster, my responsibilities, and also my personal life. I sacrificed sleep, leisure, even sometimes family time. There are moments of doubt. There are moments I want to quit, but I held one truth. The truth is that coal only becomes diamond when it's polished under pressure. Trust me, friend, coal only becomes diamond when it's polished under pressure. My journey taught me without learning, we cannot grow. Without challenging each other, we cannot grow. This will always play a catalyst role. But the question is, are you willing to change yourself? First, are you willing to change yourself? In life, we all search mentors, guides, or coaches to inspire us, to move us for our next level. I urge you, everyone, can you becoming the mentor of someone else? So I leave you with one powerful question. 5 years from now, where do you want to see yourself? Who do you want to become when no one is watching you? And what you are doing to prepare yourself for the better version of yourself? Remember one thing, friends. Leadership is not all about being the loudest in the room. It's about being one who lifts other hand each other's and find their other voices. The world needs more transformation leader today. I urge you, please close your eyes and think, will you be one of them who change your circumstances through transformation journey as a transformation leader? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miro, for bringing us the importance of transformation and also inviting us to reflect deep within. Where do we want to be 5 years from now? Guest, how do you find the meeting so far? Let us know. Shortly in the Zoom chat, there will be a guest link that is posted. I invite you to sign up the guest book. And also, let us know your comments and your feedback. Irene, could you help to post the guest link in the chat?
Yes. Hello.
Okay, let us move on.
Could you hear me?
Who is that speaking? Sorry.
Hello,
Yes,
guys.
we'll-
Could you hear me?
I can hear you, but we have a meeting going on. Let me just continue first. We can connect with you later. Next up, we have our series of prepared speeches coming up. Our first speaker today is Paramjit, who will be evaluated by Angela Brown. How are you, Paramjit?
Absolutely fine. How are you?
Good, excellent. How about yourself, Angela?
I'm good, thank you.
Angela, tell us about Paramjit's project and his speech, please.
Okay, Paramjit is doing a speech from level 5, is level 5 elective, leading in a volunteer organization. The purpose of this project is for members to apply the skills needed to successfully volunteer in an organization. The purpose of this speech is for members to share some of the aspects of his or her experience serving as a volunteer in the organization for 6 months.
Thank you so much, Angela. Paramjit today is delivering his speech on my journey in volunteer leadership. My journey in volunteer leadership. Paramjit Singh, over to you.
When I moved from India to Dubai, the one thing which I missed was volunteering opportunities. So whenever I got a first chance to engage with volunteers, I came across a group called Amazing Volunteers on the meetup group, and they were having 1,700 members. So I immediately joined the group. And for the first meeting, I was so excited that I reached the venue half an hour early, but was really disheartened when I saw only 5 people joining the meeting. The next meeting was also about same. We have snacks, some scattered conversations, and there was no real project, there was no plan. So disheartened, I called the admin, Mr. Kumar. Mr. Kumar, I really don't want to continue and I wish to leave this group. There's nothing happening over here. He said, Paramjit, please hang on. We will be having very good opportunities soon. And about 6 weeks after, he called me. Paramjit, we have something very critical case. A single mother having a child who is having ADHD, hole in the heart, and different medical complications. And we have to raise about 20,000 dirhams to start the medication within next 2 months. And I see your enthusiasm. Why don't you take it as a leader, for the project leader? I was totally reluctant. how can do with such a group? But the child condition really touched my heart very deeply. And conversation with Kumar, his sport, and his really good communication, I agreed to take up the role of a project. Now, the first and the foremost challenge was how to reignite the spark in a totally disengaged volunteers. They were not coming in the meetings. So I wrote a heartfelt message, a letter to everyone, acknowledging their past contributions, their visions, appreciating their new visions, and reminding them that why they have joined this club and about the project. And soon I started getting responses. One gentleman told me, "Thank you very much. I'm really happy. I'm available." The other one said, "Oh, I was just looking for a big opportunity to start again." And within few days, a sleeping group started to wake up. A lot of members stepped up for giving the donations or spreading the message and even having a plan for the fundraiser. Now, with this much of motivation, 20,000 dirham was very much easily achievable. But then we hit the wall. I came to know that UAE government does not allow you to collect money as donations to avoid the misuse of money by the fake NGOs. Now, how to collect the money? How to raise the funds? So I immediately called for an urgent meeting. Surprisingly, this time, around 35 people joined the meeting. And after a lot of discussions, we finalized on one project, that is to collect our pre-loved items from our homes, our friends' homes, as well as from our networks, and then selling them in a second-hand flea market in Dubai. The stall will be taken on the children's name so that there's no legal complications. And this built the teams, the team for collecting, the team for sorting, the team for logistics, team for social media, and everything started falling into place. And imagine we had 3 truckloads of material within next 6 weeks. It started from household items, kitchenware, electronic items, clothes, books, whatever could be sold. And then we sorted at one of the warehouse, which was also one of the volunteers' warehouse who gave us this one. And the day came for the final marketing day. It was July, scorching heat. People started coming at 7:30 in the morning, and 70 people joined me. 70 volunteers came over there, starting from the day with all the teamwork. All for a day, we collected total of 25,000 dirham, much above our target. And still, there was around 1 truckload of material, which we sold it in the next flea market. And another got around 11,000 dirham. So the victory is not about finances. The victory was transformation of a group, a totally disengaged group, into a community which was going to serve the people. And with this all motivation, we took up a lot of projects in next 2 years all over the UAE, distributing food to the blue-collar jobs during Eid, helping the people of determination, and whatever could help. Every every project make me new friends, new vision, as well as new learnings. And the biggest learnings were leadership starts when you stop waiting and start doing. You don't need to push the people, just remind them about their purpose. And creativity can change any obstacle into opportunities. And there are more learnings. That it doesn't mean that you have to show a big thing. You just have to show up even when the things are not perfect. So whenever you feel that how can I make a difference? You don't need to have a big group. You don't need to have a big budget. Just get up, have a courage and start. Because when you start with a purpose, other follows. And when hearts unite together for a purpose or a cause, a small group can be a catalyst and can create ripples. So let the ripples start with you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, our dear Paramjit, for inviting us to consider how even a small team, when we serve with our heart, we can be a catalyst for change. Very fitting for our meeting team today. Our dear guest, I apologize earlier on when I called for the guest book. There was a minor technical error. I see that the guest book link is now posted in the meeting chat. I encourage you, please sign on the guest book. Let us know you are here. Let us connect with you after the meeting. Thank you so much. Next up, I'd like to call the second speaker, Guerdah, and her evaluator, Irini. Hello, Guerdah. How are you?
Hello, Holmes. I am well. Thank you.
Not just well, ready to rock and roll, I see. So, Master, can I have the evaluator also spotlighted, please? Irini, are you there?
Yes, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yes, let me spotlight you. Okay, Irini, how are you?
I'm good, I'm great, Holmes, enjoying our meeting from my new apartment.
Wow. I'm sure it's going to be exciting there. I wish you a great life at your new apartment. Can you tell us a bit more about Guerdah's project and her speech today?
Yes, sure. So Guerdah today is delivering for the second time the speech for feedback and evaluation. So her goal for today is to connect strongly with our audience here, our members and guests, and based on their previous evaluation is going to incorporate their feedback and comments in order to move from you are here to you are out of here. So without further ado, let's pass the floor to Guerdah. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Irini. Guerdah, cheers to you for eliciting a key aspect of Toastmasters and of leadership speak, taking in feedback, evaluation, and taking yourself to ever greater heights. Members and guests, I present to you Guerdah Felix, who is delivering her speech, You Are Here. You are here, Guerdah Felix. Over to you.
In the spring, the snow will melt, the borders will open. Until that time, you are here. This was a conversation between Samurai Katsumoto and Captain Algren. Captain Algren was going through a here moment, a moment that he was not wanting to be in. However, since he was captured, he didn't have a choice. Today, I will share with you what I have learned from the movie, The Last Samurai, and I will make a comparison between Captain Algren and what I experienced in my own life. Captain Algren at first was resisting. He did not want to be where he was. And I was doing the same thing when I was hit with a financial crisis. I was resisting at the beginning. It was all about them and what they did to me. So I was in a very hard here moment. But here is what I have learned. In order for us to move through the here moment, we have to stop resisting. And this is what Captain Algren did. And I also did the same thing. First, we had to pay attention. Captain Algren started to notice what was around him. So he started going and taking long walks. He started to observe. He started to notice the people. He started to even pay attention to what he was feeling inside of him. And I needed to do the same thing. As I had started a new employment, I needed to pay attention to the new systems, to the new numbers, because I was not accustomed to deal with millions of dollars. It takes a new mindset. So I started to pay attention to that. That was my first lesson. My second lesson is that I started to take inventory. As Captain Algren, he started to take inventory of his resources. What did he have around him? What was his environment? And what could he learn from that? I started to do the same thing. I started to take inventory of my resources. I started to take inventory of my habits, my patterns. What led me where I was today? When you hear financial crisis, what do you think about? For me, it was something that hit me and I had to change. When you think, I have become a financial analyst, credit analyst in the company that I am working in, and I have difficulty managing my own financial resources, wow, what a paradox. Therefore, I needed to pay attention and I needed to take inventory of all this. What is it that I used to do that I can no longer do? What I used to do is, for me, I receive money and I need to go out. And I would not be satisfied until I have $0 or $1 something in the bank. That was my pattern. Once I started to take note, then I was able to see what did I do to contribute to where I was. That was the second lesson. The third lesson was, there's a quote in the movie, or there's a saying. The young samurai said to Captain Algren, "Too many minds At the beginning of my crisis, I was talking to many people. He said to Captain Algren, too many minds, mind of people watching, mind of people talking, mind of the sword. And for me, it was the same. Too many minds, mind of people telling me what I need to do, mind of people asking me questions. One mind. That doesn't mean that you cannot talk to people. It means, though, that you need to find at least one person who can support you in your transformation. For Captain Algren, it was Samurai Katsumoto. For me, it is my supervisor. She's been a great help, supporting me, championing me in making sure that I have what I need. Did you know that the here moments are the catalyst of transformation? If you let it, it will be. But here is the ultimate lesson. The ultimate lesson is the more you resist the here moment, the longer it persists. I will say that again. The more you resist the here moment, the longer it persists. So when you feel that you want to be out of here, bring yourself back and stay in the here moment. Now, if you ask me, Guerdah, how will I know that I'm ready to move forward? When you have achieved peace, that's when you will know. When your body settles and you feel at peace, that's the moment you can move on. What do I want to leave you with today? As I mentioned before, the more you resist, the longer it will persist. What do you need to do? Let go. Let go. That's the only way. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Guerdah. Indeed, as we talk about transformation and change, what more important is to realize the now, what we must let go, so that the better may come. Thank you so much, Guerdah, for the powerful message. Next, I'd like to invite our third speaker, Lydiah, and her evaluator, Joni. Hello, Lydiah. How are you?
Fine. TMOD.
Good. How about you, Tony? How are you?
I'm doing fine. Looking forward to this. Thanks.
The energy. Love it, Tony. Tony, tell us more about Lydiah's project and her speech today.
Well, thank you, Holmes. There's a reason for my energy. It's because of the discussion that Lydiah and I have had in preparation for her project. Lydiah is on a mission. She wants her message to provide value to the audience. And that's going to be measured by my takeaway. Is the call to action effective? Now, Lydiah's pathway is the dynamic leadership, level 4, project 1, manage change. And the purpose of this project is for Lydiah to share a change management plan of real or hypothetical situation in her presentation. Lydiah has asked me to pay attention to 3 things. And of course, we're all involved in this. First thing is her speech structure. Second is the voice intonation, the range of vocal variety. And third, does the call to action provide value to the audience measured on our takeaway? Okay, it's all Very important to Lydiah. So Lydiah's on a mission with a vision, but we are the purpose of her presentation. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much, Tony. A quick note to our guest here. I hope after listening to 3 evaluators introducing the project, you have realized that our club has a very strong culture in which our evaluators and speakers connect to help with the speakers' growth. With that, I'd like to hand over the stage to our third speaker, Lydiah Wanjiku. Small actions, big impact. Small actions, big impact. Lydiah Wanjiku, over to you.
Have you ever been screwed up, made such a bad mistake, and wished you had a plan? It happened to me, not once, not twice, not even thrice. What did I do? I told myself, enough is enough. It will never happen to me again. Last year, I was the president of a community club. And I noted that the number of members who were attending the meetings, it was going down after taking statistics for the last 1 month. What did I do? I talked to the EXCO team and I told them that we need to relook at the attendance. Small actions, big impact. As they were thinking, I came up with a plan. And the plan was the statistics that I had already gotten, I put them there. Then I looked at the number of members that we have, and I asked myself, where are we going? How many members are we targeting to have? And when it comes to time, the time we were meeting from 1 to 2. And our proposal was we start meeting from 6:30 to 8:30. After coming down with the data, I decided to talk to the EXCO team and we presented to the members. There was a lot of reactions. As the president, I took the decision. I told them, hello, let us adjourn the meeting and we go think about what you want to do. Then we will come back, talk about it, and agree. After leaving the meeting, the following day, what did I do? I took my phone. Hello, John. How are you? I'm following up on the discussion that we had in our last meeting. Have you thought about it? What time is it convenient for you? Madam President, for me, I think lunch hour, I'm very okay with that one. Do you have a reason for that? Yes, I have a reason. Because in the evening, I do homework with my children. Thank you very much. I'm going to follow up with other members and we'll come up with the data. That was John. Hello, Jane. And I continued calling the members. And the reason why I was calling them, critical thinking, which I've learned in leadership speak. We think critically, get the information from members. Then after getting the information from members, I now put them nicely, the proposed time and the reasons. And finally, after I came up with that plan, I put down there to be reviewed bi-monthly, meaning that I'll be taking statistics. Then when you see the numbers are dropping, we ask ourselves, why are the numbers dropping? then we are able to address the issue. I told myself, Lydia, I'll never be screwed again. With the plan, I presented the plan, and the members were happy with the plan. We all agreed we maintain our meeting to be starting from 1 to 2. In addition to that, we agreed that whoever attends many sessions, we will recognize that person. And whoever brings more visitors, we will recognize the person when you're having a social meeting. It worked magic. We were 24, a few had dropped, and the numbers increased. Attendance increased. Visitors started coming in. What did I learn from that? I learned adaptability is a mindset. It is not a skill. It's all about being open to possibilities and being willing to learn and relearn, even when things are not adding up, even when things are uncomfortable. Like for my case, when I shared the data, the members, they were all having different reactions. But when I came now with a planned plan, they were very receptive, and it worked well. In addition to that, what I learned also, communication, communicate your plan. And after communicating the plan, come up with the action. In conclusion, my 3 key takeaways were, when change knocks on our doors, number 1, we should not fear. We face it. Number 2, we should not resist. We refrain. And number 3, we should not do it alone. Do it as a team. As they say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if at all you want to go far, go as a team. Never allow yourself to be screwed. Always come up with a plan. And small actions, big impact. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Lydia, for your powerful message on small actions, big impact. This is indeed important for all of us as self-directed leaders, aiming to be or are embodying transformational leadership. Next, I'd like to invite our 4th speaker, Renan, as well as his evaluator, Guerdah. Hello, Renan. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Holmes.
Hello, Guerdah. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Tell us about Renan's project and speech today, Guerdah.
Thank you. Renan is doing a pathway from the legacy pathways, effective coaching, level 2, project 3, which is introducing to mentorship or mentoring. In this project, he will present a speech when he was a protege and the advantage and the impact he had by his mentors. Renan asked me also to watch for his unnecessary gesture, hand and body gesture, and filler words. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Guerdah. Renan, who is doing his speech today on continuous leadership. Continuous leadership. Renan, Ercilla, over to you.
If someone asked you this question, how did you get to where you are today? I'm going to answer it. I wouldn't begin with a title or a company name. I would begin with a catalyst. Not a moment, but people. Mentors who challenge me, encourage me, and open doors I didn't know existed. They were just part of my journey. They were the catalyst for my continuous learning. That mindset brought me to through the world of human resources or HR, my career, and led me to Toastmasters. To share, I started as an HR coordinator in one recruitment company. I was young back then, new, and hungry to prove myself. I was lucky I had a supervisor who took the time to mentor me. She didn't just assign tasks, she taught me how to ask the right questions, how to understand people, and how to learn from every mistake. Later, I moved to real estate company as employee relations assistant, then moved to another company, a sales company as HR employee relations specialist. Both roles I handled complex situations involving people, discipline, conflict, and emotion. It was not easy, but my mentor was there, my HR manager back then, offering her wisdom, listening without judgment, and helping me develop confidence in my judgment. I eventually became an HR supervisor in a BPO company when I transferred from one company to another. And it is my first formal leadership role at work. I thought I needed to have all the answers, but my mentor taught me otherwise. He said, "You are not leading because you know everything. You're leading because you are willing to learn with your team." And that redefined leadership for me. And that's when I realized my journey was not about climbing, it was about continuous learning, growing through experience, reflection, and guidance of others. Eventually, when I transferred again to another company, now it's a BPO company as an assistant manager. Then I move again to different BPO company as an HR manager, my current position. Each step looked like a promotion, but really, it was another classroom. Each mentor, each challenge was part of my learning path. It is the same path in a different world when I joined Toastmasters 5 years ago. That familiar feeling came back. Excitement, nervousness, uncertainty, just like my early HR days. But in Toastmasters, too, I found mentors. They were not assigned to me. They just showed up with encouraging words, helpful evaluations, and invitations to take on roles I've never imagined I could do. I realized Toastmasters is mentoring the same way my career taught me to value it. According to the Pathways program, it says that Toastmasters mentor is someone who supports, challenge, and walks beside you as you grow. It's not about correcting you. It's about helping you discover what you are capable of. Just like in HR, I didn't grow because I had all the answers. I grew because others shared their time, invited me to share their time, their feedback, and their belief in me. Whether it was my icebreaker speech or my first time as Toastmaster of the day, someone always there saying, "You can do this. I will help you." Being a protege is humbling. That's what I feel. You have to be open to feedback, willing to stumble, and brave enough to try again. In both my career and Toastmasters, I've learned this. Growth is not a destination, it's a decision. And continuous learning only happens when we allow ourselves to be guided. And now I find myself to mentor others, both professionally and personally in our organization, in the organization or the company that I belong with. And every time I do, I remember the people who walk with me. I remember that mentorship, it's not a title, it's a commitment to help someone else keep learning just as we did. From HR coordinator to HR manager now, from first-time speaker to confident Toastmaster, my story, maybe your story as well, has never been about talent alone. It's a story of being mentored, guided, and shaped, one lesson at a time. So I leave you with two questions. Who has been a catalyst in your growth? And more importantly, can you become the catalyst for someone else? Because in Toastmasters and in life, I believe the best way to keep learning is to light the way for someone else. That's all. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Renan. Indeed, when leaders, we strive for transformation, we talk about learning, we talk about change. Sometimes it's not easy. We may need mentors. We may need a daily decision to go ahead with growth. Thank you so much, Renan. Let's move on to our last but not least final speaker for today. I'd like to welcome Nikhita and her evaluator, Bindu. Hello, Nikhita. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Can you hear me well?
Loud and clear. And I still remember how you handled disruptors at a recent meeting. Hello, Bindu. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine.
Awesome.
Like,
Bindu, can you share with us some information about Nikhita's project and speech?
yes, of course. Nikhita is going to speak on her final task level 5 of the pathway, presentation mastery. So that means reflect on your path. That is a project that she is going to do. And the purpose of her speech is to share the experience that she had learned while completing this path. That means the progress she had made till now, the skills that she had learned through this, and celebration of her achievement in completing and giving a style of speech that she could do it now. I had communicated with her about what all aspects she wanted me to evaluate on her speech. And she very clearly told me that she is going to craft a story. And that includes the lessons that she had learned. So the lessons will be delivered in a story. So it's a storytelling time. Next, she wanted to give her message in a very impactful way. And she wanted me to evaluate whether her speech inspires all of us. All the best, Nikhita, and over to you, Holmes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bindu. Now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Nikhita, who is delivering her speech today on Are We There Yet? Are we there yet? Nikhita, Winkler, over to you.
Thank you. Raise your hand if you've ever asked yourself the question, am I there yet? Great. Now raise your hand if you've asked yourself, are we there yet? Lots of hands. So the first question is personal. The second is communal. And today I want to take you on a journey from one to the other. One more question. How many of you actually go back to your previous speeches and watch your speeches? Amazing. Is it comfortable? No. Is it awkward? Yes. But is it necessary? Yes. It is very necessary to go back and evaluate yourself. Because every Toastmasters pathway is not just a curriculum. It is a journey. It's a journey towards our intention. It's the why behind the what. Why did you choose the pathway that you chose? So when I chose presentation mastery, I had 3 intentions. My first intention was to become a better storyteller. My second intention was to be more grounded when I'm on stage and a lot more present. And my third was to start using technological tools to enhance my presentations. So now I want us to go back to my first intention, becoming a better storyteller. What have I learned through this journey? I've learned that good storytelling, from my perspective, is minimalist, taking away all the noise. Because at first, I used to layer my stories with so much metaphoric language, so poetic language, dramatic flair, performance. And I thought that it made my stories better. But what I've come to realize is that a powerful story doesn't need much. It needs to be clear, honest, and aligned with a single point. Am I there yet? I'm still learning how to do this skillfully, how to basically resist the urge of performing a story and instead to just let the story land. Because I'm learning that the impact of stories is not in all the extras. It is simply in the truth of your story and how that story connects with your listeners. So my second intention on this journey, on this pathway, was to feel more grounded on stage. Basically, not to perform, but to be truly and fully present with my words, with my presence, with my audience. Because here's what I've realized. When we are nervous, we are not conscious. We are, one, rehearsing in our heads. We are performing for approval, and we are in a state of fear, not rooted in presence. This is something that I really, really wanted to overcome, this blockage of feeling fully present. To grow in presence, but not just for one speech, for every time I'm talking and communicating to others. This still is a work in progress, but I can tell you that today I feel so much more present. Look, I'm still shaking a little, but it's not the nerves. Then the third intention that I had was to use technology to enhance my presentations. Now, if you've seen my speeches and if you followed me on this journey, you would know that maybe I've made progress in my first and second intention that I had, but I completely ignored this third one. Yeah, just once I used slides and the rest, no slides, no clickers, no transitions, just me and the mic. So, am I there yet? But here's another shift that I have experienced through this pathway. This pathway began for me in the most high pressure environments. It was during the district level competition for the World Championship of Public Speaking, which I landed as a semi-finalist. So let me tell you, it wasn't just a speech competition. It was a mirror that was brutal to look at. I realized that I had been speaking through the lens of me, my culture, my stories, my experience. And suddenly, I had to speak to a global audience. People with different frames of references, different values, different emotional languages. And that meant one thing. I had to change the lenses that I have been wearing my whole life. My speeches began then to make small shifts from I to we. And I started to ask myself, how can I turn my personal confessions into collective reflections? I also evolved my thinking from look at my story to what does my story awaken in yours? So I ask you, Toastmasters and guests, can you look back and see how your lens has changed? How have your perspectives widened, softened, and deepened over time? Or are you still speaking through the same lens that you began your journey on? Because if we want our message to truly reach people, we also have to stretch the way that we see them. This has brought me to my biggest lesson on this pathway. It is not about me. It's about connection. Our stories matter when they unlock something in someone else. So when I look around this room, when I think of Leadership Speak, we have achieved so many milestones. Each one of us have achieved a lot through our journeys here. Together, we've achieved the top club of the year. But are we there yet? We're still on the path, because the path is not a finish line. It is not a destination. It is a living, a breathing road trip. And every speech, every stumble, every standing ovation, all of that is part of this ride. This presentation mastery pathway is the first pathway that I have completed. And it's the last one that I started. So my earlier pathways, they are still open tabs pending. But this right now, this moment is a checkpoint for me. It's a moment to pull over, to look back, and to say, wow, look how far we've come. Look how far I've come. Yet, every single time I go through my recordings, my archive of speeches, I see something new. I see a gesture that I could have softened. I see a story I could have gone deeper into or removed more fluff around it. I see a moment that I held back instead of letting go. I see how my nerves have controlled my presence. And while I kept this archive of every single speech that I did through this pathway, there's one important thing that I did not do. I did not keep an archive of my evaluations. And that, my friends, that is a big missed opportunity. Because evaluations, they're not just feedback. Evaluations are mirrors. They show us how other people experience us, what resonates, and what needs refinement. They track our blind spots, our breakthroughs, subtle shifts that we ourselves cannot see. So moving forward, I've made a big commitment. I will not only honor and reflect what I say, but honor how what I say lands. And the reflection, the mirror that is given to me. So, am I there yet? No, I'm not even close. This is just the beginning of seeing more of the path ahead with different eyes. Are we there yet? What I can say is that we are on our way. And this is a beautiful place to be, because in this space, we are growing and becoming together. Thank you. Back to you, Holmes.
Wow. What a way to end off the prepared speech section by reminding all of us, transformation starts from within, with reflection, with learning, with growth, and we invite those around us to grow together. I'd like to invite the timer to post the timing report of the educational speaker as well as all prepared speakers in the meeting chat, please. I see that coming. Thank you so much, Otesh. I also like to invite the Zoom master to launch the poll for the best speaker. Thank you so much, Zoom master. Well, we are all choosing who is the best speaker in our hearts. Guest, what do you think of our meeting today? For me, I think each of our speakers, which are all members, have shown themselves to be catalysts that ignite change. Visionaries who can dismantle what is outdated and build what is vital, as well as leaders who do more than they speak, who can spark revolutions of thought and action. If you are even just a tiny bit inspired, send us your feedback through the guest book. Thank you so much. Now, ending with the prepared speech section. As of all meetings, we need to have the evaluators who will let us know indeed how we did. I'd like to invite the general evaluator, Nokawe. Hello, Nokawe. How are you?
Hello, start of the day. I'm very well. How are you?
Good. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the general evaluator of today, someone who has achieved President Distinguished Division Director in District 129, a PhD student who is pursuing environmental science and is a legacy member of Leadership Speak. Madam General Evaluator Nokawe Lukski, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Holmes, for the warm welcome and the great introduction. I appreciate it. And thank you so much for being a great catalyst of today's meeting, where we're talking about transformational leadership. For me, it is where a leader influences their followers to be greater than they think they can be, where people tend to achieve more than they think they were capable of. Well done to all the speakers that have come before me. I will now invite our evaluators. The first evaluator will be Toastmaster Alfin, who will be evaluating Nicole's toast. Kindly. Okay, thank you so much. Greetings, Toastmaster Evaluator Alfin. How are you?
Good. Natawe, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Where are you joining us from and what time is it at your end?
From Indonesia now, it's 10 p.m. at night.
Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, GE. A toast is a warm-up to our meeting, and Nicole did it very well. Excellent speech, inspiring and powerful. I noticed this from three parts that I love from her speech. The first is the use of pause. As I noticed, Nicole's pause is very powerful, quite enough to make me comprehend, to make me understand what she just said. She also excellently used pauses when asked people to open their mic and open the video so more people can join the toast. The second one, the pace. Amazing. Not too fast, not too slow, just a peaceful pace. I can see that Nicole is very calm when delivering her toast. And the third one, the what I love the most from the speaker is smile. Smile bring joy. And if you smile, I also smile. So that is a nice experience to see your speech, Nicole. Thank you so much. Now, what I can suggest to Nicole, I saw one misconnection in your speech when you talk about someone that is very inspiring. I noticed the name of the person is not clear enough about whom you talk about. So I suggest you to make an emphasis when you talk about their name or where she comes from. Just on that dot, I missed the rest of the speech because I didn't understand who is the person you talk about. So for example, you can say, for example, Michael Jackson is the example of excellence. Make some pause, and then we understand who he is, then we can continue with the rest. In conclusion, Nicole, a peaceful speaker, using pause, very peaceful pace as well, and smile a lot. And just one thing, I missed the dot where I didn't catch who is the speaker or the famous person that she talks about. Back to GE.
Thank Toastmaster Alvin for the clear feedback. As we always say in Toastmasters, feedback is the breakfast of the giant. You have made it clear on what went well, on what Nicole shared brilliantly through her speech, and you've also given her the things that she needs to work on, and you were clear on that. And the summary was clear and well articulated. Thank you so much. We'll now move to the evaluator of the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Irene will be evaluating our Toastmaster of the day, Holmes. I kindly invite Toastmaster Irene to come on the virtual podium.
Thank you very much, Madam GE. Toastmaster Holmes, thank you for leading this meeting with such poise. During our conversation, you asked me to give you honest feedback because that is the catalyst that is going to help you grow. So I will start with before the meeting and during the meeting. Your preparation in the WhatsApp group that is used to communicate to all the role takers, you consistently updated all the role takers of what had been completed, what was still pending, and that you were communicating with the every role taker. You executed that well. And so as even 2 hours to this meeting, you reminded us 2 hours to the meeting, get ready. And so we were continuously reminded to be ready, to be prepared for this meeting. Well done, Toastmaster Holmes. You came into the meeting with such confidence. You were well prepared as you started to talk about the theme, transformational leadership. You told us that you're welcoming us to step into the space where transformation doesn't just happen, it is expected. And so you set a very high bar for us. You drew us in because we wanted to see what is this that is expected. You also excelled at how you connected with the guests. You kept inviting them into the conversation to fill out the guest form, and that you will speak with them later on in the meeting. You explained very clearly the segments, the different segments of the meeting. And so that kept us connected. And if there was anyone in the meeting who did not know, who had never been here before, they felt quite at home. The transitions between speaker to role taker were excellently executed. You also excelled at having an intro for every speaker who came, not just this is speaker one, this is role taker this. You had definitely spoken with them and got a short bio, short intro for every role taker. Well done. There were 2 hiccups during the meeting, and you handled that very, very well. Well done. As you said that you would, during our conversation, you'd like me to be as blunt and as critical as can be. What could you do better? I noticed that during the speeches, we were already 10 minutes behind at speaker 3. But you were able to redeem time such that by the time we were getting into the evaluation, we had redeemed back 5 minutes. I recognize that that personal touch you had with every role taker is what brings the energy into the room. So I would encourage you to keep that up. However, just be mindful of time. Therefore, to conclude, to help catalyze you as a better Toastmaster or a better speaker, keep the warmth, keep the smile, keep the engagement, and I really keeping the flow from speaker to speaker, segment to segment. And if you just watch on the time where we are losing out on time without compromising on the bio for every speaker, you are on your way to being that transformational leader. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, Evaluator Irene. I appreciate the fact that you've taken us from where it all began. You've taken us through the whole meeting to where we are currently. And you've paid attention to all the details. Like you noted the time that was almost, not wasted, but not really wasted badly in a good way. And the way our Toastmaster was able to redeem it. I appreciate the fact that you had your feedback in a point form and you were clear on what he needs to work on. Well done on that. Allow me to invite our evaluator, Toastmaster Vinod, to evaluate our educational speaker, Toastmaster Mrinal. How are you, Toastmaster Vinod? Let us know where you're connecting us from and what time is it at your end as well.
Top of the world, GE. I am connecting from Dubai. Its time is 7:25 over here, PM.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinod.
Thank you very much. Toastmaster Mrinal, transformational leadership from impact to purpose. I will directly delve into what I felt was impactful and what could have been impactful. Now, the first thing is you dressed to impress today. You were all ready, set with the jacket. Usually when we come like, I am wearing a t-shirt, but you made sure that you were wearing a jacket and you looked like a keynote speaker. And if I come to hear a keynote, this is the type of a speaker from whom I would like to be, like what you say, listen to. The second thing is the slides that you used were very high in aesthetics. It felt like a McKinsey consultant was giving a startup pitch to an angel investor. And if I was the investor, I would have given you the money. Okay, so the aesthetics were there. It felt like some professional was doing. In the entire speech, there was one line which I felt very connected to. Usually, I don't highlight statements or lines, but you mentioned something that it's not what happened to me, it's what happened through me. And I feel that line itself, if you can take and create an entire keynote, it would be a very inspirational and motivational keynote. So being a long speech, I would give you a long list of recommendations also. Coming to the recommendation, the first one, connection. I always keep on saying this, the power is in your point, not in the PowerPoint. We wanted to see you. Slides are tool. They are like a side dish, not the main course. You called us for an invitation and you served us side dish. So we missed the biryani actually. We came here for biryani, but we missed the, like what you say, biryani. You just gave us some fruits and told, please go home. So that connection, because as a speaker, we wanted to see you. I don't know whether it was intentional or unintentional that we could only see the slides and we could not see you. I thought if you are doing this, we could see side by side. I'm not getting whether it was intentional or unintentional. So benefit of doubt, next time, whenever you do this, as a speaker, I want to see your expression. I want to see the instrument, the voice, the tool, the range, because a 20-minute speech has given a chance to explore the range of your voice and gestures, right? So that I missed. The second thing is clarity of purpose. Now, you told me that you mentioned in the beginning to us that you got an MBA degree and in the end an executive education. If I was a recruiter, I could have hired you. So basically you came and told about that this is my resume. Okay. But what Nikhita mentioned, there should be a shift in the thinking. Instead of saying this is me, start crafting speeches thinking what is it in this for the audience. The third thing is emotional connect. This was not an informational speech, but the way you presented it came out as informational. There was Mr. Das, there was your Toastmaster story. So I miss stories, I miss the struggle, and I miss the vulnerability. And the fourth and the last thing is basics. Every speech has only 3 parts: beginning, middle, and conclusion. Beginning, good morning, good evening, throw it off. This is an advanced club. Closing, thank you, again, kick it off. We don't need all these things. Think creatively. So overall, an amazing, like what you say, you have an amazing personality, a screen presence. Let this speech be a catalyst to many speeches that you can transform. Thank you, and back to you, JG.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod, for the impactful and encourages evaluation feedback. You appreciated what was good and even the way he dressed. Well done on looking for even smaller or tiny bit thing within the whole presentation. Your recommendations were clear. Our Toastmaster Mrinal knows what he needs to work on. My takeaway point is that it's not about the PowerPoint, but what is important is the point that a speaker makes. Well done on your feedback. I will move to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Angela, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Paramjit. Greeting, Toastmaster Angela. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Over to you. Can you share your feedback with us?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today at our meeting, especially Paramjit. First, I want to say that you had, I want to commend you for your powerful story, the powerful opening of the story with the little girl with the heart condition. Created a connection with the audience right away. It drew us in to your story. Your content was meaningful, and you had a well-organized speech, which allowed us to clearly follow your journey through your volunteer work. I have a couple recommendations. While your opening story was emotional and effective, you didn't start with the traditional greeting, "Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests." That is including a brief greeting helps us to a formal tone and acknowledge your audience. In terms of your vocal variety, I found that your emotion was tone, emotion was the same. Your voice was the same throughout. Like especially when you're talking about the girl with the heart condition, you can show more emotion because that's a really emotional story. So you want to change your tone, your pitch, your volume to match the emotion that you are talking about. This very much enlightens and heightens even more. You use some hand gestures, some hand movements, but I wouldn't call them gestures. Like we need to use more specific gestures to convey what you're talking about. Just moving your hands is not enough. We need to see some specific gestures. Overall, let me conclude that you had a great speech, very emotional, impactful, engaging the audience and calling deep emotion in us and helping us to understand your experience with your volunteer work. With the smooth, small corrections like the opening, your vocal variety and your gestures, your speech can become even more engaging and impactful. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Angela, for your feedback. It was clear. I can see that you observed a lot of things. You had a lot of information and you're trying to squeeze it for the speaker to know what they need to work on and what they've worked on perfectly. Thank you so much for the feedback. I will now move to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Tony, who will be evaluating our second speaker. I'm sorry, our third. Okay, sorry, I've made a mistake. We are now moving to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Irene, who will be evaluating our speaker, Toastmaster Guerdah. Greetings, Toastmaster Irene, how are you?
Thank you, Nukawe. I'm good. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate experience this meeting today. Very nice transformational speeches from all the speakers.
Thank you so much. It is because of leaders like you. Kindly share with us the reports on your evaluation.
Yes. So, dear Guerdah, dear members of Leadership Speak and dear guests, today we are witness the transformational journey of Guerdah. She tried to give us condensed knowledge in 3 simple steps that took her in transformational journey from here I am to I am out of here, when it was the hard time of financial crisis. I guess we can all relate to that situation. A few years ago, we experienced that bad thing in our professional and personal life. So Guerdah also paired those 3 steps with the movie Select, and this worked as a reference and anchor in her speech. Guerdah, I remember that we need to pay attention and to what led us here where we are today. But as you spoke, I noticed that the highlight of your speech was the 3rd tip you gave us. That one, when we persist, as we persist, then now this will lead us here we are today. So when we are ready to go, we are ready when our body settles. And I believe that all of you agree with me that when you have those condensed knowledge with concrete steps we can apply to our lives, this is what here in Leadership Speak do. Guerdah worked a lot on the transitions, and she had also a nice pace. To challenge yourself, I would like to see you comfortable on your screen. I like that you were standing, but I felt that you were moving a lot your shoulders. Apart from that, I really enjoyed your speech, and I will try to apply the steps in my personal and professional life. Dear General Evaluator Nokawa, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Irene, for your feedback. I appreciate the fact that you started with the good things and what needs to be worked on. My challenge for you, it will be your Zoom presence because you're only visible from your neck to the head. So if you can try to adjust that, as well as my recommendation would be try to avoid to include everybody to your feedback, because if you say, I believe we can all agree, because you may find that not all of us, but the moment you make it your own, it just becomes so impactful. Thank you so much for your feedback. I will move to our next evaluator, Toastmaster Tony, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Lydiah, or our speaker Lydiah. Greetings, Toastmaster Tony. How are you?
Oh, thank you, General Evaluator. I'm feeling good. Thank you. Lydiah, your speech structure was superb for 3 reasons. First, you immediately opened with a hook to engage the audience. The hook itself was of emotion, not logic. So when you said, have you ever screwed up like I did? You connected to us instinctively. Now, this is critical because emotion means we as human beings do not have to think about it. We automatically react. Now, on the other hand, if you use a logical proposition, then we would have to think about it, and the connection between speaker and audience might be broken. So when you open up by saying, if you ever screwed up like I did, that emotion hooked us automatically. Second point, Lydiah, not only was your voice intonation, vocal variety, effective, it was powerful. And I'll tell you why. 1, your face lit up. You smiled. And your hand gestures were in sync with what you were saying. For example, when you relayed the conversation with John, you were reliving that moment as if we were there at that moment. Very effective. And my third point is, several times throughout your presentation, you used a rhetorical device of tricolon, the power of 3. You use 3s a number of times. For example, you use the same expression, screwed up, at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And again, that's just one example of you doing that a number of times. Now, I have 2 suggestions. First, here's a practical application. Take off your glasses when you speak to the camera, like I just did, to reduce the occasional glare so we can always better see your eyes. This is the connection. And my second minor suggestion is when you initially hook us with emotion, expand a little by some pain. Like, for example, did you ever screw up like I did? Wow, man, did I feel like an idiot. You know what I mean, right? So share that pain. Just a little tip. Lydiah, my summary. The value of your presentation and my takeaway is that your call to action is, to me, Tony, always keep an open mindset, because screw-ups can teach us how small actions can have big impacts. Your timing was 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Masterful. Just like your presentation, just like your message, and just like the value I received. Well done, and thank you, Lydiah. Back to you, GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tony. Well done on giving your effective feedback. Your voice directed the speaker exactly on how they had to handle their next speech. When things were good, your voice and your face lit. And when they had to work on things, you paused to give them time to gather the facts that you're about to say. Well done on that. Well, allow me, fellow Toastmasters and guests, to invite our next evaluator, Toastmaster Guerdah, to the virtual podium for her feedback. Greetings, Toastmaster Guerdah. How are you? Where are you connecting us from, and what time is it at your end as well?
Doing well, and I'm connecting from Houston, USA. And it's almost 11 o'clock in the afternoon, or morning, I would say.
Thank you. Over to you. You can share your feedback with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, we all heard Renan, how his vocal variety was in line with his statement. Growth is not a destination. It is a decision. And that's probably the only time I saw Renan, and we all witnessed Renan with a smile. Good for you. You kept us engaged with you through your eye contact. You never moved your eye away. You were looking at us, motivating us all the time through the camera to get a catalyst. You paid a great tribute to your mentors throughout your life, at work. Since you started in human resources till now, you're a manager, and in Toastmaster. Beautiful tribute. You described your mentors as catalysts to your growth and progress. Very good. Your speech was very engaging because you gave us few events, not stories, but event like the human resources manager or the supervisor taught you how, or helped you how to ask questions, how to listen. Good for you. Who has been the catalyst in your life? Can you be a catalyst? That was your ending message. I wish if you had put it in the beginning and leave us in suspense. Your message, I would change the message and say, learning is a continuous journey. We all need a mentor like we need a guardian angel through our life, or something like that. All in all, it was great message. It was great speech. You gave us life example on why we need these mentors through our life. Your eye contact was excellent. If we could just change the message to make it stronger and smile maybe more, you will do wonder. Best of luck with your next speech. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Guerdah, to give the feedback with grace. Your voice was also commending. Where things went well, you showed it with your voice. And where like the Toastmaster Renan had to work on things, you paced your feedback to emphasize the things that needs to be worked on, your recommendation. Well done on that. Kindly allow me to invite Toastmaster Bindu to give us a feedback of Toastmaster Nikhita's speech. Greeting, Toastmaster Bindu. How are you?
I'm fine, Makari. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You can give us your feedback. All the best.
Congratulations, Nikhita. You have completed presentation mastery. And your speech was rich in so many takeaways. What I appreciated the most about your speech, you were true to yourself. Starting with an introduction, hooking the audience with 3 questions. Am I there? Are we there? And raise your hands who go back and reflect on your own speeches. Wow, what a great introduction. You compounded that with your 3 intentions when you started with presentation mastery. That is to start with storytelling and excel in how to be more grounded. And third, in getting a technological upgradement in presentation. You had a rich content in your presentation. The first one, as you said, changing the lens when I was speaking from me to you. Through the audience, I have to constantly. Wow, a great thing. Second, you told them you were able to go along with them. You were not alone. You also were sync with what you say, with your own emotional display, as well as voice intonations. You were able to demonstrate with your body movements as well. I still remember you looking back and reflecting on your speech. Wow, a great way of articulating your message. I see an amazing speaker in you. If I have to tell so many good aspects, so many are there. But I want you to work even better. You said storytelling. The project objective is to tell the skills that you've learned, the experience that you have got. Every story has got a painful moment and some milestones or something that you could hold on and then reaching the climax. Now, you could very well relate with what you did not have before taking presentation mastery. And what were the milestones by bringing on to the specific levels and project that you have attained and taking that as a hinge to reach the level that you are now. You could very well present that you told already that I did only one PowerPoint presentation. You could also elaborate on why it was. Was it fearful of technical? Second, call to action. You had enough in you, but the call to action was diluted. First thing, catalyst. What is a catalyst? Connecting with the audience. And second, looking back, self-reflection. To summarize a fantastic speech, to summarize, and if you could incorporate these 2 call to action as well as how to be the catalyst, your speech, how it become a catalyst to other people to grow, then it can take it to a higher level. All the best, Nikhita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pindo, for the effective feedback. You observed the speaker very well. Well done on that. My recommendation would be just to keep your points shortly because they are so informative, and the more you made them longer, somehow, some other information, I lost it. That what exactly did you want to say there? But it was very well articulated. Thank you so much. May I request the timer to put the time slots on the chat for our evaluators? Thank you so much, Toastmaster Oltesh. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, allow me to share my report as a general evaluator for today's meeting. People never forget how you make them feel. I just want to commend our Guerdah, our Toastmaster of the day, because they've just welcomed the guests since they were joining. They made them feel comfortable by communicating with them. I just want to commend that. And I want to commend the team for today's meeting for engaging well in advance. So many things that could have gone wrong were pointed during the course of the past 2 weeks, and especially the past week, and things were ironed out. Hence, today we have a great meeting. The agenda was circulated on the WhatsApp groups 30 minutes prior the meeting. I appreciate that. And on the meeting, it was circulated, or it was shared on the group chat, on the chat 5 minutes after the meeting had started, and it was sent again for our guests. Thank you so much for that. The meeting room was open well in advance. The meeting started right on time. All the role players took their roles seriously. They prepared themselves. Hence, when they delivered, you could see that those roles had been worked prior the delivery. I want to commend the speakers and the evaluators for connecting prior the meeting. Throughout their speech, like the prepared speeches, there was like a smooth transition that showed that the evaluators and the speakers had engaged together with the Toastmaster of the day and the educational speaker. Thank you so much, fellow leaders. And I also want to appreciate our Toastmaster of the day for reaching out to each member to check out on their preparedness for the roles, as well as making the meeting a transformational one. You've been the catalyst for the meeting. Well done on that. And your smile was also welcoming. I made a mistake. I forgot to call the grammarian. Allow me to go back and invite our grammarian to share her report with us. Toastmaster Guerdah.
Hello,
I
everyone.
invite you to the podium.
Yes, I know that the word of the day is the catalyst, but I would say, let me admit that we have other competitive word, which is biryani. It was like something we liked very much from Vinod, that I tried. If I have the chance to put catalyst and biryani, I would do it. Thank you, Vinod, for this expression. Actually, catalyst and its meaning were used at least twice from all speakers and evaluators. Some expressions I like strive to be remembered as transformational leaders. Cool becomes diamond under pressure. And also we have stop waiting, start doing. Good day. I like very much hard here moment, and also what a paradox. Also, I have here reframe, not resist. Confidence, my judgment for Renan. And it's not a title, it's a commitment. And also happened through me, not happened to me. That's it for today. Thank you so much. It was a lovely and very powerful meeting for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Grammarian, for your report. Zoom Master, kindly share the poll so that we can vote. Thank you. Now, thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator Nokawe Notski, for leading us through the evaluation section. Next, I'd like to call upon the thought of the day, who will be delivered by SM Asan Miko. See. Hey, hi, Miko.
Hello.
Miko is a practicing
Yes.
architect based in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. He's also an active Toastmasters and the area director of District 124. A lifelong learner, loves to travel, and appreciates time with family and friends. A very warm guy. Welcome, Miko. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Holmes. What a meeting we had today. And I can't learn enough. Do you know what is the catalyst of leadership speak? To me, is Brahm Memon. Because he inspired us to join the club. And today we had a very good session on transformational leadership. And in the educational session, it was elaborated by Toastmaster Mrinal Kanti Ghosh how to progress in your journey. And as Oprah Winfrey said, we can't become what we need to be by remaining what we are. Like he mentioned, Toastmaster Brahm in the chat box, change is my middle name. Without change, there is no progress. Without progress, you don't get ahead of yourself. So to make that small change every day, we come, we shine, and we reflect on ourselves. And that change will take you to your goal where you set it. Like our final speaker said, are we there yet? No, we are not. And the answer, transformational leadership that will take you there. And going together with the team of Leadership Speak, I hope we can make our tomorrow better. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Miko, for the thought of the day. I hope that leaves everyone with food for thought as we are about to end the meeting. But before that, we do have to speak to the most important people of the meeting. And for that, I'd like to invite President Brahm Manom to lead the guest interaction section. Brahm.
Thank you, Holmes. Thank you very much. And we have quite a number of guests that have signed the guest book. I've been following up with everyone. Let me switch on my video so you can all see who I am. Thank you. So let me just look at the gallery view here and see who is still here. At our peak, we had 55 people in the room. And so those who are guests, you know why you are here, right? It's the quality of our meetings, the quality of our speakers, evaluations, and how we conduct ourselves. Obviously, this is an advanced club, so you have to have at least 3 levels done before you can become a member here. 3 levels of one pathway, or if you're a DTM. So let me just have a quick check here, and I see that we have Leopoldina Armando amongst us. Leopoldina, if you are around, please put on your video. Pilar Kama, all the way from Peru, South America. Wow, that's a long way away from us. Pilar, are you there? If you are, put on your video, put on your sound so we can hear you. I'd like to have a brief conversation with you as to how you found our meeting. EJ McDowell, are you here? Okay. Pilar has put on her video. If you can spotlight her next to me. So good to have you, Pilar. I know that you said your meetings are close to our meetings here on Saturday, so you can be a member, but you'd like to visit us? How did you find
Yeah.
our meetings?
Well, dear fellow Toastmasters, thanks for having me as a guest. It was a wonderful experience. I am a work in progress, and I found this session more focused on the way, on the speaking, and you didn't take the table topics that is as usual, a usual part of the session, but I think it was fruitful because I learned a lot from all the speakers. And also, when the last Toastmaster Nikhita mentioned the evaluation speeches, I think that was a very good point because we usually save our speeches, but the evaluation speeches sometimes we don't. That is why I am just running and looking for my evaluation speeches because that is the way we can grow and in that way I found this session as a catalyst to me. And I feel, well, I will be again if you can have me as a guest, just in the meantime, because maybe I just started with a mechanic one, so I expect to be, I guess,
Sure.
in future sessions. Thank you.
Pilar, welcome. You're so welcome to join us as a guest as many times as you like. Okay, and yes, we don't do table topics. We don't have table topics in Leadership Speak. The reason being, we are an advanced club focused on leadership development and speaking like a leader with confidence, conviction, and credibility. So that's what we do here. And you can see the results that you saw today. You're welcome. Please join us next week as well, and whenever you can. And in future, hopefully you can be a member. Thank you, Pilar.
Thanks, dear fellow Toastmasters. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. We also have Cornelius here. Are you Cornelius or E.J. McDowell? Emily?
I'm here.
Emily, it's so good to see you after, what, 2 or 3 years?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
I remember, yes, we were members at My Speak Toastmasters a while back, right? And now here you
It
are.
was a while back. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So, and you said in the guest book that you want to be a member, so I will reach out to you in WhatsApp. So just watch out for the WhatsApp after this meeting, and we'll chat and have you on board soon.
Well, that's great. Thank you. Wonderful meeting.
Thank you. And what do you specifically like about Leadership Speak?
What do I specifically like? Well, first of all, I have two friends that are apart, you and Guerdah. And the second part is that everyone here, the emotional piece to it is amazing. Listen, I've heard so many quotes today that I can't even repeat them all, but what really got to my heart was the here moment.
Yes.
This is a here moment, and I'll add, it should also be a stay moment. So thank you very much, everyone, for the motivation and inspiration today.
Amazing. And so, we'll get you on board as soon as possible. I'll reach out to you on WhatsApp immediately after the meeting. So watch out for my message. Thank you,
Okay.
EJ. Do you prefer EJ or Emily or?
I prefer EJ.
EJ. Everybody,
It
please
has an
call
incredible meeting. Yes.
EJ McDowell, EJ.
EJ.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you soon. And we have Cornelius. I think Cornelius had a question for me, so if you can spotlight him. Oh, there we go. I spotlighted him. Cornelius, how are you? I
Yes.
see that you are from Namibia, so you probably know Hannah Smith. Did she invite you or?
Yeah, I saw an ad somewhere in one of the WhatsApp groups that I'm part
Good.
of.
Right.
Yes.
And you've indicated you want to be a member in Leadership Speak. It is an advanced club. You've done level 3, obviously. So now you want to sort of progress further. How long have you been a member in Toastmasters?
This is my 9th year. On the 1st of June,
Wow.
I'll be my 9th year.
Mm-hmm.
I am a DTM on the old legacy path.
Right.
And I'm currently busy with I just finished my first path. I'm busy with my second path. Almost at the end of that as well. And
are you doing a
I
second
love,
DTM?
hopefully. Yes,
Good for
hopefully.
you. So now
I'm considering becoming a member. I was just asking all the especially the financial side to it, how that should work. But I believe tonight I had to replace some lenses that, I mean, I've been Toastmaster for 9 years, but I had certain lenses on, and I think that was quite. All the speeches were absolutely very focused on the heart and the mind and everything. And I think all of that is really was very much of a catalyst in my own life. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I actually joined you tonight.
Well,
I'm here relaxing. As you can see, I'm on my on my back.
Okay.
I'm relaxing because it's a Saturday afternoon. Almost. What time is it now? It's past
5 o'clock. 6 o'clock actually.
Past 6 with us, yeah. So I'm very much relaxed. I had a busy day, so I enjoyed the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'll reach out to you in WhatsApp after this meeting, and we'll have a chat, okay, about anything else.
That'll be great. Thank you so much.
All right, Cornelius, take care. And
Thanks,
we'll
you too.
talk soon.
Thanks for the meeting. All right, bye.
We have DDD, Gaby Shrek. If you are around, put on your video. And we have Gavin Lamb all the way from New Zealand. Wow, it's very late in New Zealand. And who else is there? So if you don't put on your video, I will pass this on back to the Toastmaster of the day. I'm just watching the screen to see if anybody else would love to talk to us. I'd love to talk to everyone. Okay, in that case, ladies and gentlemen, I will pass this back to Holmes Teng, incoming president for next year.
Thank you, Bram. Members and guests, thank you so much for staying with us. And to all the speakers, all the evaluators, the role players, thank you so much for the excellent work. Today, we explored the topic of transformational leadership. Each of the speakers, even many of the evaluators, taught us different aspects from their experiences of how we need to look within, how we need to connect with people around us, and how we need to grow continuously. Even if it's a little bit of a spark that you had from the meeting today, jot it down, because each and every learning moment is precious. Don't let the little spark die out. With that, as Toastmasters of the day and chair of this meeting, I declare this meeting adjourned. Zoom Master, please stop the recording and the YouTube streaming. Thank you so much. Guests and members, you're welcome to stay back for a chat. We'll be here for a while.